Blakey, great to have you back. How was it for you on Tuesday?
Yeah, no, amazing feeling to be back out there on the pitch. It's been a long time coming, but go through all my rehab and all my training sessions completely fine. And now I'm ready to hit the ground running.
Because you had a pre-season, didn't you? And it was the final warm-up game when you felt it again, and you needed the operation after that. Is that?
Yeah, so I had a little issue in the first 2 weeks of pre-season, and then we tried to do a conservative treatment because at that point we knew there was a possibility of having surgery, so we opted for the conservative option. And after the Bristol City game, my knee blew up again, and then we had to intervene. So yeah.
How difficult and frustrating was that for you?
Yeah, it was. It's never easy to go through a moment like this, because it was an important season for me to keep stepping on my end of last season, the momentum that I had, but unfortunately couldn't carry on. And but listen, this is football, and you have to get through these moments in life.
How difficult is it watching from the sidelines and seeing the team struggling a bit?
No, it's not easy. It's been a tough couple of months for everyone. And for me personally, I think I could have. I wanted to be there for the boys as much as I could, and help in any way that I could. But now that I'm back fit, hopefully I can start doing that.
Is that the worst injury you've had in your career?
I had a posterior cruciate ligament I think that was 4 or 5 years ago. And they were both very similar timescales, so yeah, you could say that, yeah.
I mean, do you feel nervous at all when you're first running and first playing? You know, is my knee really okay and that sort of thing? Or
the first couple of weeks of doing pitch training, I could feel that. I need to get back used to doing what I used to do, but especially last week in training, I could really start feeling the sharpness coming back, my intensity in training, and Tuesday night I didn't feel too much out of place. Obviously it's tough on the lungs sometimes, first came back after a while, but I got through the 45 minutes completely fine, and as I said, just want to keep going now.
And you're available to start, I understand, on Saturday?
Well, yeah, that's not a decision for me to make. It's between the manager and the medical department, see what they think is best. But if I'm needed for 5 minutes, I'll be there. If I'm needed for 70, 80, 90, I'll be there.
Okay. Bradford coming here on Saturday, of course. What are you expecting from them?
To be honest, I haven't been able to see that many games from them. The little that I've seen looks like a very solid team. Looks like a bit of more direct football, but they have some good quality in that team. And listen, their position in the league is not a coincidence. They're doing things right. So we expect a very, very difficult game on Saturday, but we're ready for it.
A lot of turnover in personnel, obviously, in the last 10 months, really, I suppose. You know, a lot of your teammates moved on at the end of last season. You're still very happy, I guess, to still be here. I mean, you were very quick to sign that contract when it was offered in February time, weren't you?
Listen, when I was doing the interviews at the end of last season, my mindset didn't change. I wanted to stay here, regardless of what division we were in. And now I'm ready to get back, help the team as much as I can, and try and have a good second half of the season, finish as high as we can in the league table.
Because, I mean, if you look at it logically, obviously players that are comfortable in the Championship should be very comfortable in League One. They're the sort of guys that hopefully can get Argyle out of the trouble they're in at the moment. Yeah,
obviously now we have a few more players back. We're gonna gain some more experience in the team, which this young squad is what we need at the minute and what we've been missing. So hopefully that should give us that boost that we've been missing.
We touched on it earlier. You're only 28, but you are one of the older heads. How do you feel about that?
Not good. I wish I could be 20 again, but listen, football comes as it comes, and you have to grab every opportunity that comes in your way. And now we have a good 5-6 months ahead of us. and we're gonna be okay.
Good luck, Blackie. Thank you.
Age is just a number, Blackie.
It is, especially for you, man.
I remember, I think it was one Sunday, driving around, and I saw you out walking a pushchair around, and you had your big brace on your knee. And I think sometimes as fans we sort of say, "Oh, he's injured," and sort of take it at that. But when you're living a life and you're having to walk around with a brace on your knee, it's not easy. I mean, when you've got a long-term injury, can you just give us an idea of what it's like and how it affects your normal life, not just your football life?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's not easy running around the house with 3 kids on a brace on, that's for sure. No, it affects in every way, like not only physically, also mentally. It's not easy to go through a long-term injury, but I have to admit that with the help of my teammates, the coaching staff, medical department, my family, it's made it so much easier. I also had the opportunity to focus on other projects at Folkestone Park, for instance, with Argyle for autism, and it keeps my mind off as much as I could. But yeah, it's been a long journey, but now I'm ready to crack on.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about Argyle for autism?
Well, there's not. I think I've said enough in other interviews. It's a project close to the heart for me because of my little boy, and yeah, the times that I've been down at Folkestone Park has been absolutely. Is the word that I could use is beautiful. It's been really good to interact and connect with all these kids. And when I took my little boy Oakley to Folkestone Park as well during the last half term. He absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it to connect with other kids and play with them, and it's so nice to see. So, yeah, really glad that I could take part on that.
And one last one. I know you've missed a lot of football that you wish you hadn't done, but there's about 30 odd league games, a cup game or two, hopefully along the way as well. There's a lot of football to be played, and as difficult as it's been so far this season, it's positive mindset time now, isn't it? There's a lot to play for.
Yeah, well, I think over the weekend I was looking at our league table last season in the championship, and I think we were on 17 points at the end of December. So we're still a few weeks ahead of us, and yeah, there's so many games to play, and I'm assuming the playoffs will be around 70 points this season, more or less, because everything is pretty even. Higher on the table, and I don't think you'll need that many points to get on the playoff spots. But listen, we've got a great football club here. We're gonna do as much as we can to start picking up points, get that momentum going, and when we get to February, March, we'll see which direction we'll be in, and yeah, we just have to crack on. That's all we can do at the minute.
See you back in here. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you very much.
A bit like Chris said, we've seen each other quite a lot. You've been around on match days and we've bumped into each other. Your attitude is always positive, Pleggy, isn't it?
Well, it's got to be. It's got to be, because especially when you go through difficult times, there's no point in being too low. I think in life and in football, you should have always a steady line. Doesn't matter if you lose or win. You should always keep that momentum going, that consistency, and that's what we've been missing a little bit. That's why we win a game, we lose 2. We win a game, we lose 3. So I think it's about time now that we get into that consistency of getting results week in, week out, but not getting overexcited when we win and not getting too low when we lose. It's obviously we've got extra pressure because of the football club that we are, but we have to deal with it. So we just have to keep going.
And that was going to be my next question. Do you feel, Chris and Alan have alluded to it, do you feel any extra pressure, because you are a fan's favourite, you're coming back, it'll be home park, packed to the rafters on Saturday. Do you feel any extra pressure, or is that just part and parcel of...
No pressure at all. Listen, we are very fortunate to be able to sit here and to be going out on that pitch and be the ones that make things happen. So for me, if I do get the chance to start on Saturday, as I do every game, I'm going to enjoy it as much as I can. I'm going to give my all, like I do all the time, and I'm sure the boys will help me do that.
Have you been thinking about goals at all?
Well, now that Tolly is going to be up for the next couple of games, we have to start chipping in from other parts of the team. So who knows? Might be the one.
Tom, obviously a clean sheet and a win at Orient. Things to build on, do you feel?
Absolutely, and I think sort of in the last 5 games, if you split it down into halves, I've been really pleased with 8 of them. I think in the all the way back to Huddersfield, if you go from there, Huddersfield, Bristol Rovers, Port Vale, Northampton, and then Leyton Orient. There's been some really good performances in pretty much all of them. Now the second half at Huddersfield and the second half against Northampton unravels a lot of that, and I understand that the period of the 5 games doesn't feel as good as it should do, because 2 halves of football have really unravelled some good work. But focusing on the positives, there's been a lot more consistent long periods in games for us. Now that what we need to overcome is those are the only 2 halves we've been behind. And that is a problem we need to overcome, that mentally. Keep playing the same, believing in the same, because when we're drawing or winning, we look a much better team at the minute. So just that mental hurdle that will help the players try and overcome. But Leyton Orient, lots to build on.
I understand obviously how you can train the players physically. How can you train them mentally? You know, Bradford on Saturday, you may score first, hope you do, but you may go behind, and obviously you need to react correctly, don't you?
Yeah, like you said, we prepare the team to make sure we do score that first goal. Now, we did more than enough against Northampton to do so. Some days it just doesn't go in. So there's little mechanisms, reset mechanisms. We've got some experienced players returning, which will be helpful in those moments. There's 1 or 2 little things that we've been brainstorming, that we've shared with the players, and that because it's something that we need to improve. We've not taken a point from a losing position, and that's playing on our mind. We've gone through all our chance creation for and against. When we're winning, we create double than when we concede. When we're drawing, we create just more than we concede. When we're losing, normally you'd think the team losing has a go, we concede double than we create. So it's clearly a mental hurdle that we just need to get past, and obviously we've got a frustrated fan base at the minute, but them really digging in for the boys as well will help them.
Since you put 4 past Burton 10 games ago, I think it's 5 goals in 900 minutes, something like that, and they've all been scored by the same player who's not available. How big a worry is all that? Yeah,
it is. I'm not going to beat around the bush, I think there's been some good goalkeeping against some other players, I must say. The save from Alex Mitchell in the week, and Oniseni's just goes by the post, so it's real fine margins. The boys are working really hard to make sure that they do chip in from the goal scoring or assists columns, and we have faith in them. It is something that the squad that we have on Saturday, because of injuries and suspensions, is short on goals. Now we've been working towards improving that, and I'm sure for a lot of the players, 1 will bring 2, and then that will bring 3. It's just it's getting that one, so we've been working on that hard.
I know Brendan Wiradou's obviously got a couple in the Cups, but I don't think any of the central defenders have scored in the league this season. Is there anything you can do to be more dangerous in dead ball situations, that sort of thing? Yeah,
I mean, it was something we were really good at up until I think Burton, the long throw at Burton's the last set piece we've scored, taking away penalties in the league. So it's something that we're conscious that I think we were doing a great job earlier in the season. Stockport, we scored from 3 in 1 game, I think. 4 if you include the goal kick. It's something we were really high in the charts on. We've dropped back into more of a mid-table position from goals scored from set plays, so we're desperate to get back to that, because when you are maybe not playing your most free-flowing football, set pieces are a good avenue, and so you need to be really diligent with that, everyone doing their jobs, and be as productive as you can be.
No Laurent, obviously, on Saturday. Where are you with Bim?
Bim won't be available for this weekend, so it's 7 to 10 more days with Bim, most likely not Wickham. We're hopeful that he'll be back for Rotherham because it's important period, and for him as well. It's be a period where he can maybe showcase himself and put his best foot forward. And yeah, it's a bit unfortunate that we've not got him available.
Blakey played the first half at Tuesday. What did you make of it?
Yeah, assured, really assured. It made me feel very calm, that's for sure. He's a great leader, character. He's does all the defensive basics to a good standard. From what I've seen in training, he's intense. He's got good habits, and yeah, he'll want to build from this now. 45 minutes, but the first 45 minutes I've seen him competitively was a good first impression for sure.
Could he start on Saturday?
Yeah, he could. So then that's my decision, and we'll see how he gets through training tomorrow.
Or is it to ask you otherwise? How are you looking for injuries?
No, good. Nothing new this week. So, Peppel, I just spoke to you about. Mackenzie's starting to do his work pain-free, which is good. Amici is available and in the squad for Saturday. Bradley's surgery was successful, and Caleb Watts is out on the grass now, which is a positive. It's always a nice obstacle to get past in your rehab when you're outside and getting fresh air and seeing the team train. So good to see Caleb out there as well.
Bradford are one of the teams that are up there in what is a very, very tight league. What are you expecting from them?
Yeah, so they're really intense team without the ball. They've got, I think they're top in the counter attacks data. So they'll be on transition. They'll be direct. They'll be clinical. They put a lot of crosses in the box, and yeah, they've got a very experienced football team. I think one of the oldest in the league. So there'll be a lot of know-how. The team, obviously, I keep an eye out with my connections to the city, and they're doing a great job over there, Graham and the guys, to ensure that they're having a really strong start to their life in League One.
Did you watch the fans forum on Monday?
Key takeaways, yes. I've not watched it word for word because we were obviously away in East London, and we were travelling Monday evening. So yeah, it's been a very busy week for me, and I've not watched it back word for word.
Okay. One of the questions that Derek fielded was the question of a couple of the players are out on loan in Callum Wright and Nathaniel Ogbetter, of course, is a left back. Are either of those players in your thoughts for coming back in January?
Conversations that have happened, obviously, had we have had the power of hindsight and knew how serious our injury problems would be, would we be having different conversations in the summer maybe? But yeah, those guys would have been frustrated with the game time that they would have got had everyone have been fit. So yeah, the plan at the minute is not to bring those guys back, but there's certainly conversations that we've been having at the possibility of it. Yeah.
Brilliant. Best of luck. Thank you, Tom.
Hello, Tom. Would Nathaniel and Callum not come back because Argyle don't want them back, or that they might be happy where they are at the moment?
Yeah, to be honest, we've got 8-9 games till January the 1st, and these are early stage conversations, but my focus is completely on the team that we've got in the building right now. We want those guys to do well. They're still contracted Argyle players, and we want those guys to do well, but we're not too well, but against Argyle especially. But yeah, it's something that I'm not focusing on right now. It's the team and the next 8 games.
You mentioned Bradford. You grew up in the city, I think, and you were a young player at Bradford. Is that correct? You know, what does sort of Bradford City memories and thoughts about them as a club?
Yeah, I don't want to bang on about it too much, because when you work for a football club, that's your biggest passion, and Argyle's results are my biggest passion right now. But yeah, fond memories. You know, I grew up at the School of Excellence. I grew up went to school in the city. I was a season ticket holder in a great period for the club in the Premier League, and yeah, there was some Good memories following Bradford here, there and everywhere, but it's my job, and this football club is my biggest passion now, and I'm doing my all to take the 3 points away from my boyhood team.
How much of a boost is it for you and players to have Zav back in the squad on Saturday? He, we don't want to put too much pressure on him too soon, but he can provide some creativity that you could do with. Yeah,
and listen, don't get me wrong, Zav's not in a position to complete 90 minutes just yet, but he's certainly, especially in the periods where the games might be opening up slightly, he's the creative spark that we've maybe been missing a little bit. Is one of the reasons we've not scored the goals we would have liked to, is creating good chances for our forward players. So Zav's got that. In numbers and chance creation, he was by far our most creative player before the injury. So we're really eager to get him back in the safest manner possible. And this weekend should be an opportunity for him to get some minutes.
Talking about creativity, I thought Jamie Patterson had possibly his best game for you this season. He made things happen on Tuesday night. Do you feel that after his injuries and form and everything that we're beginning to see, better from him now? Yeah,
I'd agree with what you said. I thought it was his best game for the club. Grew into the game, second half, massively influential to a lot of good things we did going forward. He's got that quality of the final pass, of receiving the ball, of weight of pass and things like that. It's all things you need to create chances. It's all about us getting him in the right positions, he's given me a headache moving forward, because I thought he had a very good game and gives us a different option in an area where we've been a little bit lacking.
Eamon Benarus wasn't in the 18 on Tuesday. Was that because of injury or because of you had more players than you needed?
So after Eamon had the scan after the game at Port Vale, we said it was good news, but sometimes scans don't tell the full picture. He's still feeling a little bit of discomfort in his hamstring, so it's not a huge issue at all. But we're not in a position to be able to be risking players who are feeling hamstring discomfort. So, a little bit more patient with him, and I see him being available for Wickham, to be honest. Really small issue.
Lawrence out now for 3 games. What does he do in the next 2 weeks? Does he just train away as normal? Do you get him to do anything extra? What's the plan for him?
Yeah, he's quite lucky, to be honest, in terms of that he could play on Tuesday and be right back in the thick of it, and got his goal and sort of repaid his teammates and things like that. And then he misses 3 games in a week, so he's probably only out for what you'd say 10 days, where he's unavailable to us. So he'll train with the team as normal. I don't think he's not one of these guys that'll be coming to me and asking for days off. He wants to work. He wants to grit his teeth. He'll be frustrated that he can't play, because he's right up there, top of the goal scoring charts, as well as wanting to do his best for the team. And he'll train as normal and probably do a bit extra on the match days.
Joe Hatch scored a lot of goals for the under-18s as a striker. Is he an option to start games or come on off the bench and play up front? Because most of the games he's played for you this season has been sort of in a wider position. Is he in your thoughts at all while Lawrence out?
It's important that Hatchie regains his confidence. He lost a bit of confidence recently on the training pitch. I thought the cup games that Joe was playing for us, he always had real good impact on the games. He's direct, he's positive, he's a good runner, he takes on information well. And I was a real big fan of Hatchie. I think after the second goal at Huddersfield, where he's took a swipe at the ball at the set piece, I see a little bit of a lack of confidence with Hatchie. So we need to get that back, and he needs to work hard to make sure that happens, and then we'll see him as an option in an area of the pitch we're lacking at the minute. Yeah.
We were all at Home Park last week and saw the atmosphere in the second half once the goals started going in from Northampton. How does the team, how do you, the team, everybody connected with the club, avoid the same thing happening again on Saturday?
Yeah, so we've looked into the logistics of our home match preparation. Is there anything we can do? Is there anything we can change? And we involve the senior players in that decision-making process. So slight tweaks maybe to our preparation on the actual match date, so it has a slightly different look. Footballers... I've been in football long enough to, it's just something different in your match day routine can spark a different outcome. So, yeah, we've talked about a couple of things like that. We've given them the reset mechanisms if we were to concede, because that's when ultimately the environment has turned a little bit difficult, is when we go behind. Now, we have to realise that we look, and we are, on the stats, a much better team when we're drawing and winning, and we're actually a really competitive team in the league when we're winning from a winning position. Now, can we replicate that when we're losing? It's not the end of the world if you go 1-0 down. There's still points to be played for. So we've given those reset mechanisms just to make sure our performance level can be maintained, because when you go 2-3, then that's a really frustrating thing for home support to see, and we get that. So we are helping the players. I thought our supporters were magnificent on Tuesday evening, consistent all the way through, and had a big part to play in why we've scored our first late winner of the season.
Thanks for your time. Good luck on Saturday.
Cheers.
Only one from me. Am I reading you right that probably Pleggy could start, but you're thinking Zav coming on?
Zav's not. Pleggy's available to start physically. It wouldn't be a risk if Pleggy started, and that's the decision I'll make tomorrow afternoon. Zav is not in a position to start because of it's been such the nature of the injury. He's probably 2 weeks behind Pleggy in terms of being comfortable to play at an intensity, but he's certainly fit enough to have an impact in the second half.
Because we talk about frustrations, don't we? And you must get so frustrated. You've got a player like that sat, and do you have to sometimes battle yourself and think, no, I've got to take everyone's medical advice and what I've seen?
Yeah, I've got to, because I could end up...
He is vital, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I mean, if you look at Ibrahim, Watts, Amici, Tolai, sat in the stands or on the bench, it's a lot of goals and assists and quality that I've not had to choose from most of the season. So now we've just got this last final bit. There's no point pushing him too soon and then breaking down. But it's been frustrating. Yeah, it's we've not been dealt the best hand in terms of looking at injuries, refereeing decisions. But we can't just sit here and moan about it. We've got to be better, work harder, and crack on.